have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryanreynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryanreynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank
you
goodness.
were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where
I
have you
love
seen
that.
this?
Well, it seems like Justin Baldoni recently unleashed the massive bombshell on Blake Lively as he reveals that she tried to pressure him into dismissing his lawsuit because she can see that the case is no longer heading in her favor. For the last few weeks, Blake Lively and her husband Ryanreynolds have been flexing their weight around to get the media to discredit Justin and shape public opinion in their favor. However, some fresh details recently came to light that showed that not only did Blake use her influence to kick Justin off his own movie and take the director's chair for herself, but she also tried to get him to drop the lawsuit against her and Ryan by allegedly offering him $10 million. Thus, fans are trying to know what is Blake's strategy plan here. Also, what does Justin's team have to say about all this? Let's find out.
To be more and more evidence that she wasn't quite telling the truth, and that is also a horrendous thing, absolutely horrendous. And is she really that arrogant that she thought she could get away with this? I've talked to a few people about this, and they really are of the belief that the money and the power that her and Ryanreynolds have has probably made them a little bit deluded in thinking that they could bully their way through this situation.
Well, Justin Baldoni has allegedly been staying low since his legal drama with Blake Lively started. He was recently seen vacationing with a family in Hawaii on Saturday, February 15th. Justin was spotted holding the hands of his kids, 9-year-old Maya and 7-year-old Maxwell, as he and his wife Emily head for a little family lunch. According to reports, Justin is staying low because of the case, and he doesn't want to draw any negative attention to himself or his family. On the other hand, Blake Lively and Ryanreynolds are out here mingling with Hollywood royalty at red carpet events and making headlines for cheesy live TV jokes. Blake Lively and Ryanreynolds recently became the talk of all the blogs when they attended Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special event, looking like they were having the time of their lives. A lot of people felt like they were doing too much because at some point Ryan made a little silly joke about their current legal issues with Justin.
Hey, Ryanreynolds.
Hi.
Hey. How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
See, in her lawsuit against Justin, Blake claimed that she was experiencing severe emotional distress due to everything Justin put her through while they were on set. She has also been going around claiming that Justin started a smear campaign against her, and because of that, she has become kind of like an outcast to the elite society. But from her appearance on SNL, it does not look like she is facing any serious backlash like she is claiming. She is sure there are some people online who have been saying things about her, but online talk does not always translate to real life, and in Blake's case it does not look like it did. But that is not the worst of all. Ryan faced some serious backlash after his little joke about the whole thing because a lot of people felt like he was making light of a very serious situation. I mean, apart from all the online gimmicks and Stan Wars, the truth is that this case is so serious that it could ruin the lives of the people involved depending on how it goes. So a lot of people feel like Ryan joking around about it is very insensitive, but here's the kicker. According to sources, Justin Baldoni's legal team is not about to let Ryan and Blake get away with that little stunt. An insider revealed to Page 6 that Justin's legal team is planning to use Ryan's joke as part of his defense. They said it is very plausible that Justin's legal team will use this public outing to defend him, adding, Justin is taking the lawsuit in all seriousness and is not making a public mockery out of it. The insider also revealed that people in Hollywood think Blake and Ryan attending the SNL 50th anniversary show is not a good look. They think they should have sat this one out. Now, obviously nobody is saying Blake and Ryan need to pause their lives or go around looking depressed because of a lawsuit, but being seen happily mingling with the biggest celebrities in Hollywood when you are supposedly in emotional anguish over the things you claim were done to you is not exactly a good look. But sit tight because it gets much messier. Justin just dropped a bombshell filing in court exposing Blake Lively for offering him $10 million to drop the case against him. And this is not just your average out-of-court settlement either. According to sources, Blake offered Justin this money as hush money, so he would not reveal some damning evidence he has against her, which apparently is his next step in court to start with. Blake got exposed for falsifying HR complaints that were made to Sony by Blake and other actresses on the show accusing Justin of being inappropriate with them. One of the complaints claimed that Mr. Baldoni put his bare hands on her butt and said he was trying to help with her posture. When the alleged victim complained that she was not okay with Justin touching her that way, he allegedly said, "It is fine, I am totally hot for my wife." In a dismissive tone, the victims told Justin that it did not matter what his relationship with his wife was like, that did not give him the right to be inappropriate with her, but Justin allegedly replied with, "Oh no, better go CHR." He later came to apologize a few hours later, saying he was sorry they got off on the right foot, to which the complainant responded, "You got off all right, but it had nothing to do with your feet." There were also screenshots of texts where the actress told her agent that Justin literally grabbed my butt in front of the camera's eye. "Want to talk to someone at Sony like right now?" There is another screenshot of a summary of 3 complaints filed by actress against Justin, accusing him of being weird with her. One time the actress was in the car with Justin and a driver, and Justin started talking about how he used to be severely addicted to corn and had X encounters where he did not take no for an answer, did not receive consent when asking for it, but he did not let that stop him. Reportedly, the actress kicked him out of the car and told him that her rear-facing dash camera had recorded the entire thing. In another complaint, Justin reportedly kept pressuring the actress to act nude in a scene that did not require her to be fully undressed. Justin's justification was reportedly that his own wife had ripped her clothes off during childbirth, which was later proven to be untrue, but Justin reportedly didn't want to take no for an answer, and he refused to allow the actress to cover her body while broadcasting her live to all the screens on set. But that's not all. In yet another complaint, Justin reportedly asked the actress if she had ever had an orgasm on camera. When she asked why this was necessary, since there was no scene that required her to do that, he leaned close and told her, "I think we should go ahead," and added, "and show me what you got." She told Justin that she did not feel like doing the scene, but he just said she was delaying up filming by refusing. She was then forced to improvise the scene, but Justin reportedly placed his hand on her thighs and said, "Come on, you can do better than that." His face was so close to hers that she could feel his breath. He closed his eyes and said, "I allowed to say this because my wife knows what I think about a good climax," and then winked at her, stating, "You know how hot this is, correct?" Some of these alleged complaints were obviously filed by Blakelively, but we can't tell for sure because the names have been redacted, and if they're true, then they prove that Blake was right all along and Justin did at least some of the things she accused him of doing. However, folks weren't really buying the whole leaked HR complaints thing. They believe these so-called complaints were fabricated by Blake and Ryan to make Justin look even guiltier, and honestly, there are such many red flags in this situation. For example, why are the dates redacted? I mean, it's understandable that the names are redacted because you want to protect the identities of the people who filed the complaints, but if you wanted to prove that Justin was a creep on set, wouldn't it make sense to reveal the dates as well to prove your point? Also, Blake's own lawsuit contradicts these HR complaints. In her lawsuit, she claimed that she told a representative of Sony that she wanted to file an HR complaint against Justice and his business partner Jamie Heath. However, the Sony rep told her that Sony was not responsible for receiving HR complaints, and rather she should contact Wayfair, the studio responsible for production. So, if Sony wasn't even receiving HR complaints to begin with, where did these ones come from? Then there's the fact that Blake didn't actually include this in her original filing. If you're accusing someone of doing something so horrific to you, and you literally have proof that you have been complaining about the person's behavior for a long time, it just makes sense that you would add it to the lawsuit to increase your credibility, but releasing it now after there has been so much backlash already just makes you look sus.
Post that was posted in August of last year. Blakelively went to Sony Studios and said, "If you don't go for my cut of this movie, my version of this movie, I will go out in the New York Times and accuse Justin Baldoni of harassment." And as we know, that is what happened at a later point. But if this is true, that she threatened Sony back then to go to the New York Times and accuse Justin Baldoni of these things, that is pretty.
According from reports, Blake is actually scrambling for anything that can tarnish Justin's reputation or make him back down from the case, because she knows she's not going to come out on top if this goes to trial. Blake has been making some poorly calculated decisions since this whole drama started. She started by bullying Justin into letting her edit the movie script whenever and however she wanted, and when he didn't like her input, she called herself she and threatened to unless her dragons, aka her husband Ryan and her bestie Taylor Swift on him. Even then, he was the one apologizing to her and letting her know her ideas were appreciated.
And how that made you feel, I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I am a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm gonna f*** up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. And I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet. The three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy and just a force, all three.
Like, if that wasn't chaotic enough, Blake reportedly started plotting to remove Justin off the movie entirely by going behind his back to talk with Colleen Hoover, the author of the book about making a sequel. In fact, there are rumors that this whole lawsuit is a scheme to tarnish Justin's image and remove him off the director's chair, because that's the only way Blake can get the rights to make a prequel or equal to It Ends With Us, as you guys probably know. Justin owns all the movie rights to the book, but if he's found guilty of something as serious as workplace essay, those rights revert back to Sony and Colleen Hoover, which then makes it easy for Blake to buy them. But that wasn't all. Blake claimed that Justin started a smear campaign against her, and yet she was the one who went to the New York Times with all the details of the lawsuit before it was filed and made them publish a biased article against him.
We can talk about some things now that he has filed his complaint in his suit against the New York Times. Guys, my opinion stands is that I will not be making decisions or assumptions until we have gotten to the case, because what the heck is happening? So Blake Lively made some very specific allegations saying that Justin Baldoni had come to her trailer when she was topless, and Justin Baldoni had then showed us the text messages where she asks him to come to her trailer, and he also shows how open she was to be breastfeeding in front of other cast and crew. And so this seemed like normal to him. First of all, I believe him there. And like I said in my last video, I've never been convinced of the slander campaign. I have always been convinced that that was organic, because it wasn't these fake or false articles. It was literally people showing footage of Blake Lively by herself. Like, it was just her own downfall. Justin has then showed the text to his PR team where he's like, this isn't us, right? Like, what is this? And they're like, no, this is just organic. Another big thing is that Justin Baldoni proved that in the New York Times article, they not only cherry-picked text messages, but they actually altered the text messages themselves, and he showed the originals versus what they posted, which is just like ridiculous. It's one thing to cherry pick. I feel like that's to be expected, especially when you feel like that maybe Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively paid off a friend at the New York Times. I expected that, but to see them actually change it, I think is pretty ridiculous.
She additionally alleged that Justin reportedly made her feel uneasy when they were filming specific scenes like this dance scene, but when raw footage of the scene came out, it turned out that Blake and Justin were talking and playfully flirting with each other, as Blake claimed.
Intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank
you
goodness.
were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen
that.
this?
That
I
clip?
actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, you know, romance is really important. You're supposed to, you know, tell a story.
As per Blake, there was no intimacy coordinator, and Justin made her feel uncomfortable while they were filming certain intimate scenes, but here's Blake herself admitting that she decided to be the intimacy coordinator for the show.
Let's score another. I'm not getting beard on you today.
I'm probably getting spray tan on you.
It smells good.
Well, it's not bad. It's my body makeup.
In his lawsuit, Justin alleged that there was actually an intimacy coordinator, but Blake was the one who decided not to work with them. Baldoni was required to meet with the intimacy coordinator alone and relay any suggestions to Lively separately. Notwithstanding Baldwin's hesitation, he and Lively would later map out scenes together. Without the intimacy coordinator as part of these artistic discussions, Boni and Lively sought to personalize their characters and in doing so engaged in conversation about their individual experiences. Blake would also allegedly insist that Justin come to her penthouse to write scenes together. If she was so uncomfortable working with him, why would she invite him to her house to work on graphic scenes without the intimacy coordinator? At this point, it just looks like Blake is trying to avoid facing the repercussions of her actions. She was the one who started marketing her hair care line. During the promotion of the film, she also promoted her new alcohol beverage line while promoting a film about DV, knowing fully well that alcohol is one of the things that encourage DV. Whatever Blake's endgame is, the truth is that it's not looking good for her and Ryanreynolds right now. But do you guys think Blake is still going to come out on top, or do you think she's digging a hole for herself with all these stunts? Comment down below, and don't miss out on this next juicy video.